The sole purpose of this video is to provide a basic overview and orientation of your new apparatus. This video is not intended to act as or replace individualized driver-operator training. Individual fire departments may base guidelines, policies, and procedures tailored for best practices. Pierce Manufacturing and Hughes Fire Equipment representatives are not liable for injuries caused from acts resulting from actions inconsistent with the information provided within this video and/or accompanying manuals. Refer to the Operation and Maintenance Manual for complete details relating to the components and features of this apparatus. Only trained personnel should operate this vehicle or perform maintenance. You are responsible for learning how to operate this fire apparatus under all conditions without having to refer to the manual while operating at an emergency incident. This video will discuss types of warnings and caution labels. It is your responsibility to locate and identify each of the labels and understand the importance and associated hazards. Warning labels will point out procedure that must be taken or action that must be avoided to guard against the possibility of serious injury or death. Caution labels will advise you that there is a risk of damage to property if certain precautions are not followed. Continuous training, reviewing of operation and service manuals, developing good standardized practices will assist driver operators with a more complete understanding of the components and operation of this fire apparatus. As the driver operator of this vehicle, you are responsible for understanding the function of each component of the apparatus, maintaining control of the fire apparatus at all times while in operation, make operational and functional changes while operating at an emergency without having to read operator's instructions or safety warning labels, operate manual override and emergency shutdown procedures immediately if a component fails to operate properly. Component's location may vary with each Pierce fire apparatus. Review the exact location of each component prior to operation. Major inconsistencies between your vehicle and the information contained in this video should be directed to your sales representative. Safe operation of any vehicle is the responsibility of the driver operator. You must learn the location and function of all controls, switches, gauges, valves, inlets, and discharges. Due to a higher center of gravity, heavy trucks have a significantly higher rollover tendency than other types of vehicles. To reduce the risk of rollover, avoid making sharp turns, excessive speed, and avoid abrupt maneuvers. In the event of a rollover crash, an unbelted person is significantly more likely to become injured or die than a person wearing a seatbelt. In the event of a crash, unbuckled occupants can also become a hazard to other occupants, as they may be thrown around inside the cab. Seatbelts are required while in operation. Please refer to your warranty certificates for details and information enclosed in your manuals. Customer-installed equipment must be mounted to withstand road travel and comply with NFPA 1901. Modifications such as drilling holes or welding to structural frame components of the chassis are not permitted. Contact Pierce for instruction and review of non-structural sheet metal or other dissimilar metals for modification. Follow the radio installation guide for further assistance on installing or mounting electronics. Before placing your new apparatus into service, perform a primary inspection of key components of the apparatus, including all fluid levels, anti-lock braking systems, electronic stability control, and automatic traction control. Weigh your apparatus to ensure that it conforms to axle and brake ratings. Never exceed the gross axle rating printed on the label inside the cab. Exceeding these ratings could lead to reduced component life, personal injury, or death. Review the use of auxiliary braking systems, compression brake, exhaust brake, electronic retarder, and hydraulic retarder. Before placing the apparatus in service, refer to the operational maintenance manuals. Information on the operation and maintenance functions for the components such as the pump, pressure governor, and foam systems, along with other options, is provided in either the Pierce manuals and or other manufacturer support information delivered with the apparatus. If you need more information, please contact Hughes Fire Equipment. Congratulations, Spokane County Fire District Number 8, Washington, on your new Pierce Fire apparatus, job number 39766-02. Please utilize this 5-digit job number when referencing your apparatus with Hughes Fire Equipment and Pierce Manufacturing. We'll get started on a brief orientation. First, starting down at the front bumper, you'll find dual air horns on the passenger and driver side face of the front bumper. Also, 2 tow hooks that protrude through the front bumper. These are direct pull 6,000 pounds and are not intended for towing the vehicle. Located in the center, you'll find your electronic siren and PA speaker. Moving up onto the outer edge of the cab on the passenger and driver side, marker turn indicator light. Just inside that location is the headlight structure housing low beam and high beam. High beam is located on the inside. Above that, emergency warning light cluster forward facing. As we move toward the windshield, you'll find 3 windshield wipers across the seamless one-piece windshield. Moving to the outer edge of the A-pillars, where you'll find the mirror housing a flat and convex mirror. As we move up to the brow of the apparatus, you'll find 5 identification clearance lights located across the brow area. Also located within the center, forward-facing floodlight in the center area. Let's move up onto the roof, where you'll find your emergency warning light bar. Located inside the light bar, in the very center, is your Opticom. Let's go ahead and take a look at some close-ups of those items we just talked about. First, let's start with the front bumper, where you'll find the dual air horns on passenger and driver side. Just inside that location, tow hooks. Located directly in the center is the electronic siren and PA speaker. Moving up onto the cab face, you'll find your headlight structure and also emergency warning light cluster. Located in the center, unit identifier 82. Moving up to the windshield, 3 windshield wipers across the seamless one-piece windshield. And up to the brow is where you'll find the identification clearance light, forward-facing floodlight, and then up onto the roof, light bar and Opticom. Let's move around now to the driver's side. We'll start with the front axle, where you'll find Goodyear tires, Alcoa rims, and then also you'll find visual sight gauge into the very center of that axle. On the corner, you'll find an emergency warning light, side facing. Also moving up, the marker turn indicator, which we previously discussed. Moving just to the rear portion of the door, grab handles, and also easily accessible with a gloved hand, your door lock and latch combination. They are keyed. Shoreline auto eject 20 amp. That is an inlet. Your mirror housing a flat and convex mirror. Side facing scene light. Let's move now to the cab door. Inside, affixed to the door panel, safety and warning placard information. We'll cover the yellow placard affixed here on the door panel indicating the date of manufacture, 5-digit job number, gross vehicle weight rating, and cold tire inflation. This also houses the VIN number of the vehicle, all of the fluids, fluid components, and also fluid amounts. You'll also find warning danger placards located within this area. Door lock and latch combination. The lock is located in the center of the latch. Window control for all 4 cab windows, and then also a grab handle. As we move into the step area, you'll find in the step well there are lights illuminating the stepping surface and also an air inlet. At the base of the seat, you'll find when plugged into Shoreline Power, the auto charge battery status system will activate and indicate battery status. Comfort controls on the seat, air ride, forward and backwards, up and down. On the left knee, you'll find the master battery switch, quarter turn, also the engine, transmission, ABS, J1939 diagnostic port for your maintenance team, along with switches for ABS diagnostics, DPF regen, engine diagnostics, and engine regen inhibit. At the very top, you'll find your windshield wiper, push for fluid, also start ignition switch. To the right, EM, which stands for emergency master. This will engage or disengage all emergency lights with one switch. The headlight switch and a panel switch allowing you to brighten or dim lights within preview of the operator space. Also to the tachometer area here, speedometer, this is your dash cluster. On the left, you'll find transmission oil, def, and water temp. On the right, volts, fuel, front air, rear air. In the center, tachometer and speedometer. Diagnostic information will display above the tachometer and speedometer in the way of tally lights, and then also in a visual readout located in the very center section. To the right of the steering column, you'll find your OK to engage your high idle switch and also indicator. Just down from this, you'll find the pump switch. There are instructions here from road to pump, and then also instructions from pump to road. Just as a reminder for pump operations, 2 green indicators, pump engaged and OK to pump, must be illuminating before exiting the cab. As we move just to the right of this location, you'll find your main mirror and convex mirror controls. And then quick look at the dash area. Let's focus in on the very top section where you'll find the monitor. This is for your backup camera system. As we move down from this location, you'll find a set of switches. They are the engine brake on and off, settings for low, medium, and high, load manager, mirror heat, engine fan, and also tire chains. Just down from that, your pull to apply your system parking brake and push to release. These are the rear spring brakes. Also to the right, Allison transmission pad, push button, digital readout in the very center section. Moving further to the right, some additional switches are located here. Let's take a look at those for front flood, driver cab scene, driver's flood, passenger cab scene, passenger flood, and rear scene. Further to the right, climate control for heat, air conditioning, and defrost. Also further to the right, 12-volt access via barrel style and also USB. Moving just to the left side of this location, you'll find the push to talk for your transmit on the driver's side. Also looking overhead, you'll find this yellow placard over the operator's position indicating the height of the vehicle, 10 feet 11 inches, length 30 feet 3 inches, gross vehicle weight rating 45,000 pounds. If you make any adjustments to your vehicle that may alter any of these identifiers, please update this placard. Also, 5-digit job number located in the lower portion of this placard. Emergency master, roof light, front warning, side warning, lower rear warning, and upper rear warning switches. High beam flash, opticom, and a selector for horn or siren. Also, you'll find your traffic advisor located in the top section, along with a cutout for additional storage items. Let's look to the center overhead, where you'll find do not move your apparatus if this light is on, indicating you may have a door open or compartment open. The light will be illuminating. Also, seatbelt information, red, someone is in the seat and not belted, green, they're in the seat and belted. General view here of the upper roof section, where you'll find your David Clark headset system. Moving around now to the seatbelt. To the rear, you'll find red seatbelts for easy identification. And also on that rear EMS compartment, 110 access when plugged into Shoreline Power. We've now moved to the exterior portion and back into the cab portion, where you fixed to the door panel, safety and warning placard information, door lock and latch, window controls. Let's move in now to the grab handle located in the center. Just below that are the window controls. And then your door lock and latch combination lock is located on the inside of the latch area. At the base of this location of the EMS compartments, you'll find a red grab handle on the hinge. You'll also find your heater and also step lights for gaining access into the stepwell area. Let's move into the cab section next at the rear. Starting first with the forward-facing seats. They are located here at the very bottom of those EMS compartments. You'll find your heater. On the top of those compartments, you'll find netting. Also a compartment light. In between the two of those, daily access checks for oil and transmission. Lift and turn latch gives you access into those space. Air conditioning located directly overhead. Also David Clark headsets and headset holders. The seats in the rear are affixed with SCBA brackets. As we move to the exterior cab wall, you'll find pole lights located on the passenger and driver side. We're now to the pump panel, where you'll find your master intake and master discharge gauge. In between the two of those are the test gauge ports for vacuum and pressure. They're currently plugged and they're utilized for testing purposes. As we move to the crosslay area, you'll find a dead load crosslay number 1 and crosslay number 2.
These are both foam capable. Let's move to the lower section where you'll find the panel. Set of switches are located here with your panel lights. If you've properly engaged your pump from within inside the cab, this light should be illuminating OK to pump. And then also some additional switches here for driver side, passenger side scene, driver side, passenger side floodlights. As we move down, and then just to the left on the pump panel, you'll find this warning placard indicating entanglement hazard. Because those lines are coming from aloft, there is the possibility of entanglement. Also, speed light 1, 2, and 3 located here. They're also foam capable. Along with discharge 1, 2, and 3. These are your 2.5-inch discharges. Pressure throttle governor located in the center. To the right of this location, you'll find your Foam Pro module. There are operating instructions on the placard along with your foam level indicator. Deluge discharge and reel discharge. The reel is foam capable. And then to the right, you'll find the driver rear discharge along with an air horn push button, water level indicator, and then also number 4 passenger side discharge and the tank to pump. Also, just to the left, you'll find the tank fill and recirculating line along with your fire pump primer, push to prime, air prime. There are instructions for its operation, at least 1,000 RPMs for best practices. Back to your Foam Pro located in the very bottom section. Also a placard indicating the type of pump you have and the capacity, 1,500 GPM. Once again, there are 2 discharges located on this side, both 2.5-inch discharges, along with a warning placard indicating pressure hazard. Caps may be under pressure. Be cautious when opening them. The American Flag Eagle large diameter intake. This is on the driver's side. As we move downward, warning placard indicating fall hazard. When climbing on or off the vehicle, always face the vehicle, and then also your manual pump shift. Pump drain located in this area also. Across the very bottom section, color-coded and labeled discharge drains. There is also an access panel here. For gaining this access, lift and turn latch will gain you access. Located behind this panel is the calibration flush and then also injection valve. Moving down, color-coded and labeled discharge drains. Continuing across the bottom section, 2.5-inch auxiliary inlet locally controlled via the ball valve. This is a female inlet. Color-coded discharge drains. Across the very bottom section, manifold and discharge 1, number 3, and driver side discharge. And then also as we move down across the bottom, an emergency warning light located on the panel here also. As we move to the running board, you'll find a cutout here for hose storage, dry deck material, and Velcro tie downs. Moving on to the side sheet of the body, you'll find fold down steps for gaining access to go aloft. Let's move now to the body section where you'll find wheel chocks, folding storage location. There's one to the front and rear of the axle. Also, you'll find a marker turn indicator light just forward of the axle, and then 2 pan doors located here. We'll identify those items within that space in just a few moments. There's also 2 emergency warning lights, one upper and lower, and then also a side-facing scene light located in the very top section. Let's take a look with all the compartment doors open. We'll identify a few items within each of these compartments. Start first with the overwheel compartments. There are 2 located here. Pan doors gain access. SCBA bottle storage for 2 SCBA bottles with retaining strap and also oxygen bottle. Emergency warning light, part of the lower zone emergency warning. This is directly over the rear axle. And then also rear axle Goodyear tires Alcoa wheel. To the rear of this location, ultra low sulfur diesel fill, which is your silver cap. When we expose the next cap down, it is blue in color, it's 4.5, and it's your DEF tank. To the rear compartment, you'll find a pull-out floor-mounted tray, release located on the lower right-hand side. As we look up into the top section of this compartment, you'll find shoreline power. There are 4 outlets located here. They're active only when plugged into shoreline power. At the rear, you'll find folding wheel chock storage. Moving around now to the rear of the apparatus, we'll identify a few items within this space. First, starting with the very top section, you'll find a floodlight rear facing and then also emergency warning light. Let's move just down from this location where you'll find your license plate holder. And then further down, you'll find a cupped switch. There are two located here for hose bed and rear seam. Emergency warning light, brake, turn, and reverse light cluster on the left and right side. Moving up to the hose bed, where you'll find hose bed dividers. They are movable. Onto the right side or passenger side of the vehicle, you'll find a trigger latch access here. This will drop this door down for allowing access into the rear storage location for backboard storage. Also, as we move to the left side, you'll find 2.5-inch discharge, traffic advisor, and also backup camera. We do have some warning placards here. First, entanglement hazard. Caps may be under pressure, so be cautious when opening them. Never ride on the vehicle while it's in motion, and when climbing on or off the vehicle, always face the vehicle while doing so. As we move down to the lower left side, lift and turn latch will gain you access into this space. Pike pull storage and also rigid drafting tube storage. Fold down step located on the left and right side of the rear compartment area. Adjustable tray and pull-out shelf. The release for the lower portion of this compartment pull-out tray is on the lower right-hand side. Moving now on the vertical side sheet here, you'll find fold-down steps for gaining access to go aloft. Also lift and turn latch on the other side. This is the driver's side for access. You'll find long-handled tool storage for like a pike pole, and then also rigid drafting tube storage. Fold down step, and then also emergency brake, turn, and reverse light cluster. At the top, you're going to find your floodlight rear facing and also emergency warning light, part of the upper emergency warning light. And then the cluster here housing your emergency brake, turn, and reverse light. We'll move around now to the passenger side of the vehicle. Starting first in the upper left-hand corner, where you'll find an emergency warning light and then also a side-facing scene light. As we move into the next set of compartments, all compartment doors open. We'll identify a few items within this space. Starting in the upper corner, you'll find when plugged into Shoreline Power, this outlet is active. Also, because these are pan doors, there is a latch located on the second door in the lower portion of the pan door area. Let's move back now to the over wheel compartment. In this compartment, when it's open, you'll find a tool board located in the rear portion. D-handle gains you access when this is opened. You will find it will lock into position at a 90-degree angle. To release on the hinge side, you'll find the release mechanism. Let's move down to the over wheel compartments. There are two located here. Trigger latch gains you access. For this one here, there are 3 SCBA bottle storage locations with retaining straps. Emergency warning light side facing. This is directly over the rear axle. Moving forward of this location to the pan door. Trigger latch will gain you access into this space where you'll find 3 SCBA bottle storage locations with retaining straps. As we move further down, you'll find a warning placard indicating extremely hot diesel exhaust temperatures do exist, especially during regen operation. Be cautious where you park your vehicle. Moving into the forward compartment, adjustable trays. Also, you'll find in this compartment, when plugged into Shoreline Power, these outlets will be active. Let's go ahead and go overhead at the forward section of the ladder rack. Also has a booster line located at the top in the dunnage area. And then forward of this location, you'll find your crosslays, same configuration and layout with the 3 crosslays, dead lay, and then 2 additional crosslays. Moving now to the rear cab wall where you'll find pole lights. And then onto the pump panel area, Starting first with your real rewind, it is a protected switch. And then right next to that, you'll find your powered equipment rack. There are instructions for its operation for raising and lowering. And then just below that, the cab lift, same thing, instructions on the placard. On both of these, we have danger and caution information. As we move to the pan door, for gaining access behind the pump panel for visual inspection. And then just below this, you'll find a warning placard indicating fall hazard. When climbing on or off the vehicle, always face the vehicle. Additional pan door located here. This is access for your relief valve on the intake side of the pump. Then as we move to the large diameter inlet, it is the American flag Eagle Pierce logo. Then also additional warning placard here. Pressure hazard, caps may be under pressure. Be cautious when opening them. To the right, you'll find the number 4 discharge and number 2 discharge, both 2.5 inch. And then also a 2.5 inch auxiliary pump inlet locally controlled via the ball valve. At the very bottom, you'll find color-coded and labeled discharge drains, along with a side-facing emergency warning light. As we move into the stepwell area at the lower portion of the pump panel, you'll find a cutout in this space, Velcro tie-downs, and also dry deck material in the lower portion of that compartmented area. We're now into the cab section. Let's start at the very top section with a side-facing scene light. It's the same configuration as we have on the driver's side. Easily accessible with a gloved hand. It is a door lock latch combination. They are also keyed. As we move to the door panel, affixed to the door panel, safety and warning placard information, door lock and latch, electric window control, and a grab handle. As for the window control, located in the lower left, and then as we move, we do have the warning placards indicating for your safety. And then to the right, you'll find your door lock and latch combination. In the center is the locking mechanism. As we move to the hinge space, you'll find a red grab handle for gaining additional access in or out of the rear cab. To the lower section, you'll find a stepwell with a light. Just under this area, you'll find the mud flaps. And then let's move inside to the space now, where you'll find at the base of the EMS compartments on both sides is your heater. At the very top section, you'll find your EMS compartments, adjustable shelving, LED lighting, and also netting located here. Now to the exterior, where you'll find your Goodyear tire, Alcoa wheel, and visual sight gauge in the center of the axle. Same thing, grab handle for 3 points of contact for going in or out of the cab. Mirror housing a flat and convex mirror. And as we move to the door panel, affixed to the door panel, safety and warning placard information, door lock latch, grab handle, and then also electric window control. Same door lock and latch with the lock being located here. You can see the red indicator indicating the latch is locked or unlocked. Additional safety and warning placard information. As you move into the stepwell into the officer's space, you'll find downward pointing step lights. And then let's move inside to the cab space of the officer. Adjustable seat. On the A pillar is where you'll find the fill location for your windshield wiper fluid. This is looking at the base of the seat, air ride comfort controls, and then also an SCBA bracket in the rear portion of the seat. Let's look overhead at the switch panels. We'll start first with the switch panel on the far right-hand side. This is your driver's flood, passenger flood, driver cab scene, and passenger cab body scene. Storage location for additional content, and then also you'll find your PA speaker and also Whelen silent control module. Additional pockets located across the upper portion. Grab handle located at the A pillar. As we move now to the forward section in front of the officer, you'll find a cup and then also additional storage in the upper section of the dash area. Also a push to talk for your David Clark headset system. And now we're going to move to the exterior, where you'll find a marker turn indicator light on the A-pillar, and then also in the forward lower section you'll find a emergency warning light side facing. Congratulations, Spokane County Fire District number 8, Washington, on your new Pierce fire apparatus, job number 39766-02. If you have any questions, please contact your Hughes Fire sales representative. Thank you and congratulations.